It's been nearly 3 decades since the unsolved murder of 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey, a case that captivated the nation. And even though her parents always denied.
28 years ago, the tragic death of 6-year-old beauty queen JonBenet Ramsey sent shockwaves around the globe. Found murdered in her family's basement, her case remains one of the most haunting and unsolved crimes in American history. Her brother, Burke Ramsey, just 9 at the time, remained silent. Until now, after decades of mystery and speculation, Burke has finally come forward, and what he reveals is leaving the world shocked. Why did he wait so long? And could his words finally unlock the truth behind JonBenet's death? Join us as we expose the real secret behind the death of the adorable child star. It all started in December 1996, when the Ramsey family's holiday season turned into a nightmare. On December 26th, 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey was discovered dead in the basement of her Boulder, Colorado home. Her life brutally cut short. She was found with a garrote, a strangulation device, embedded in her neck, and an autopsy later revealed that her skull had been fractured. The strange part was the ransom note left behind, which claimed that she had been kidnapped and demanded $118,000 for her return, when her body had been in the home all along. Shockingly, her father, John Ramsey, discovered her body in the basement, and this led to a major problem. The suspicion fell on the family. The bizarre ransom note, demanding $118,000 and matching a bonus paid to John Ramsey, along with no signs of forced entry, led to a lot of speculation. The crime scene was not properly secured, and the media was after them, making the Ramseys target in their own home. But in 2006, significant DNA evidence cleared the Ramseys of involvement. Genetic material from an unidentified male was found on JonBenet's clothing, shifting the investigation to the possibility of an intruder. This exonerated the parents, but it still failed to identify a suspect. 28 years later, JonBenet Ramsey's brother, Burke Ramsey, attracted public attention when he suddenly broke silence, leaving the world shocked. He refused to take part in any interview or documentary over the years. Even when the new Netflix docuseries exploring the JonBenet Ramsey case was released, he didn't participate. Shockingly, he accepted a 3-party interview on Dr. Phil, making his first public comments since the tragedy. When asked why he finally decided to speak out after staying silent for almost 3 decades, he said, "If the story is going to be told, I want to tell it. I don't want people talking about me. I would rather tell my own story." Dr. Phil asked him diverse questions about the incident, and he shed light on the shocking happenings of that time. His answer was absolutely not to the questions that asked whether he used a bat or flashlight in the incident. He revealed that he stayed in bed, and he thought his sister was merely hiding when she was missing. He also recounted the interrogations with the police during the interview. He was very nervous and confused, as expected from a 9-year-old, and this caused him to smile at times during dark moments. The police interpreted this as guilt, when really he was just anxious. During the interview, Dr. Phil dug deep. He reviewed 9/11 call tapes with Burke, discussed why he remained in bed while his family and police were active downstairs, and even revisited the moment Burke found out his sister was dead, not just hiding. He remembered his father telling him that she was in heaven, and that was all he needed to break down in tears. The Dr. Phil episodes also released some interrogation videos that had never been seen. It revealed how Burke responded as a frightened child, and now he finally has the confidence to publicly confront the rumors and theories he has faced for years. The release of this interview widened the debate around 3 choices. Intruder did it, Burke did it, and Ramseys did it. Burke revealed that he has seen many online theories and speculations that call him guilty, but he held the interview just to get the record straight. But why were the cops so sure that the Ramseys would do such a brutal thing to their own little girl. When 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey was found strangled in the basement of her family's Colorado home, the most popular theory was the idea that the Ramseys did it. At first, the crime scene was chaotic, with families, friends, and police moving freely through the house, contaminating critical evidence. Hours after calling the cops, John found the body, but they were suspected for different reasons. Shortly before reporting her missing, Patsy, JonBenet's mother, found a 2.5-page ransom note asking for $118,000. This was close to John, the father's, Christmas bonus. It was handwritten on paper from inside the house. What's more, there were no signs of forced entry, and the ransom note seemed to originate from within the house. That's when suspicion towards the family began. Investigators noted further troubling signs. The garrote used to strangle the child appeared fashioned from a paintbrush handle found in the home. Patsy's handwriting test results on the ransom note were inconclusive, raising eyebrows. Meanwhile, the absence of snow-covered footprints or forced entry led police to surmise that whoever committed the act was familiar with or already inside the residence. Compounding matters was the discovery of JonBenet's body by her father. John Ramsey brought her upstairs, inadvertently disturbing the scene and likely destroying vital forensic clues, action that many experts later criticized as a damaging error. Throughout the early days, the Ramseys hired high-powered lawyers and PR consultants within hours of the event, and limited police access to the house. This refusal to comply with police made them look evasive and defensive. It seemed like they were hiding something. Although the cops were sympathetic, they began to focus on the Ramseys as the main suspects. The family's actions and other evidence made the police feel justified about focusing their investigation on the family instead of looking for other suspects. But it was hard to make this stick. For one, there was no concrete evidence to support the Ramseys murdering JonBenet. Also, the family had no motive to want to kill their daughter, which made it all confusing. Eventually, the cops would find evidence clearing the parents. But did you know one of the suspects was 9-year-old Burke? Burke Ramsey, JonBenet's brother, has long been one of the suspects and a focal point for speculation among true crime theorists, even though he maintained a low profile during his childhood and after the tragedy. Following the murder, the Ramsey family moved back to Atlanta, where Burke, then still a child, stayed out of the public eye while his parents did numerous interviews, defending themselves and urging further investigation. In 2008, the Boulder District Attorney officially cleared the entire Ramsey family, including Burke and the late Patsy, after DNA evidence from JonBenet's clothing identified an unknown male, not any family member. Then DA Mary Lacey issued an apology for contributing to the public's suspicion. According to the legal records, Burke was interviewed by investigators at least 3 times and testified before a grand jury in 1999. Officials confirmed he was not considered a suspect. His DNA and handwriting were tested and found inconsistent with evidence at the crime scene. In 2016, the CBS docuseries The Case of JonBenet Ramsey revived the Burke did it hypothesis, suggesting a childhood accident turned fatal, and a staged ransom note followed. In response, Burke filed a $750 million defamation lawsuit, but he later settled quietly in 2019. Just before this docuseries aired, Burke made his only public appearance on Dr. Phil, and there he firmly denied having anything to do with his sister's death. He suspects that it was an intruder, possibly someone from her pageant world, who was responsible for her death. But he could not deny that the cops played a role in delaying the investigation, as he believes they didn't handle it well. What were the issues with the investigation? When 6-year-old JonBenet was found brutally murdered, the Boulder Police Department treated the scene with unexpected laxity. Despite a ransom note signaling a serious crime, the house wasn't secured. Instead, family members, friends, and police non-essentials were allowed free rein, which contaminated crucial evidence, including fingerprints, footprints, and potential DNA, before it could be properly collected. Police failed to search the entire house thoroughly, neglecting areas like the basement wine cellar where JonBenet's body lay. The lone detective on site even told John Ramsey to start searching the house for her, confusing the roles between the cops and the family of the victim. John ended up discovering his daughter's body himself, and as a sorrowful father, he carried her up in tears and fear. This completely disturbed the crime scene, as he removed the duct tape and maneuvered the body. Retired Boulder Chief Mark Beckner later admitted the first response was disastrous. He noted the scene wasn't controlled, the family wasn't separated, and their statements weren't taken until 5 months later. It was a perfect storm: holiday staffing shortages, confusion over unfamiliar protocol, and social pressures that led to inaction and sloppy handling. Prominent voices, including FBI agent Ron Walker and former homicide detective Joe Kender, have echoed similar criticism. Walker called the mishandling catastrophic, asserting that departmental philosophy and leadership prevented proper evidence collection. Kender bluntly assessed the situation as destroyed, arguing the case was irreparably harmed from the outset. Even documentation demonstrated incompetence. Lieutenant Linda Arndt's official report described multiple movements of JonBenet's body before preservation measures were taken, sometimes at her father's instruction, compromising any possibility for controlled forensic examination. To make matters worse, it led to a lot of media scrutiny, as a lot of information was leaked to the media. There was a lot of inaccurate information being circulated, like the false reports of Patsy refusing to reveal John's movements or submit her DNA. This caused the media to spread bad news about the family, and then led to major media scrutiny.